You're tuned in to the Kansas City Weather Report, your daily source for the latest local forecast right here in KC. Whether you're planning your commute, weekend barbecue, or just trying to figure out if you need that extra layer, Wes has you covered. So let's dive into today's forecast.
Welcome to the Kansas City Weather Report. I'm meteorologist Wes Peary. Today is Monday, November 24th, and here's what's up with the weather. It'll be another gloomy day. Let me tell you, yesterday started off pretty gloomy. Sunday did. And as someone that does the Chiefs forecast, like the guy on the Jumbotron or like whatever they call it at Arrowhead-tron, I said it was going to be sunny, and it was looking pretty cloudy up until around 11:40 and a noon kickoff. So I'm very happy that ended up working out with some sunshine. The fog came back last night, though, and it may still be a little bit foggy out there in spots, along with some light rainfall, just kind of occasional light rain showers around for much of the day until we get into the afternoon. Then it becomes a little heavier, and that heavy period does coincide with the afternoon/evening commute. So if you're listening to this on the way to work this morning, the way home from work may be a little bit rougher. Temperature's not moving a whole lot today. It's about 50 this morning. It's going to be lower to middle 50s this afternoon. Not much really changing overall. For tomorrow morning, temperatures start off near about 50 degrees. After a good bit of cloud cover, the clouds may last until 2-ish in the afternoon. We'll get a little bit of sunshine, but that's a whopping like 3 hours of sunshine then. Temperatures getting into the middle 50s for highs. I think a little bit warmer than what it will be today. More sunshine for Wednesday. Wednesday morning, it's close to about 30 degrees. It may feel like about 20 degrees, however, with a brisk west-northwesterly wind. And then we get, I think, into the lower to middle 40s for highs on Monday. Yes, lower to middle 40s. And really, like Wednesday through Friday, it's like 40 to 45 degrees sort of each day here. Again, like Thursday, 40 to 45. Friday, like 40 to 45. Now, Friday is when we enter the most interesting part of the forecast, in which there is a chance of rain. And cold air is in place as well. So while Friday, I think we're good. If it does precipitate, it would be liquid. Saturday, mostly liquid, if not all liquid, precipitation. But then it's Sunday onward, and which we get into a much colder shot of air. And anything that's lingering around in terms of, precipitation, it really depends on what time of the day it comes through. If it comes through early morning, late at night, we may get a wintry mix out of this. If it comes through in the afternoon, in which temperatures warm just above freezing, it may just be a super cold rain. So overall, there is the chance for some wintry weather, especially again this kind of Sunday through Tuesday time frame. And that could impact the roads here. I don't think we're really looking at anything major, or there's no major snowstorms, but it would be the first wintry episode of the year. So it'll take people a little bit of time to reacclimate, get it figured out, leave extra space, brake ahead of your traffic light stop sign, all that good stuff. And of course, it's happening after Thanksgiving. Right, so getting to Thanksgiving, I think, is just fine. But if you're driving home Friday or any point in the weekend, you may have some problems on the roads. But this should be a rather manageable situation for the road crews. I'm sure they'll be doing their best, with everybody on the roads for this weekend. I neglected to get into the temperatures here. The reason why I'm so suspicious of there being wintry weather is because it's only going to be in the 30s for highs, possibly in the 20s. I mean, there is a colder version of this here in which it's only in the upper 20s for highs and lower 20s for overnight or morning low temperatures. So that is a possibility, especially like Tuesday and Wednesday. But by that point, all the moisture and the wintry precipitation, that chance may be over with. Wintry weather is always a a perfect meeting up of it being cold enough, and especially in the early winter, a perfect meeting of it being cold enough and there being enough moisture around from like a departing area of low pressure. You get into January and February, it's much easier for that to happen. But for December and November, it's a nice little interaction that needs to line up well. Okay, recapping the forecast. Liquid precipitation today. Temperatures in the 50s. Some sunshine late in the day and Tuesday. Temperatures again in the 50s. Lower 40s, about 40 to 45 for high temperatures Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, with a couple of mostly sunny to partly sunny days Wednesday and Thursday, becoming cloudy with a chance of rain as we get into Friday evening. Rain possible Saturday. Wintry weather generally possible here as we go from Saturday night through Tuesday morning, and highs only in the 30s during that period. Thanks so much for listening to this edition of the Kansas City Weather Report. You can find me on social media at West Weather. And by the way, since it's Thanksgiving, I'll be taking some time off, so these episodes will not be coming in quite as frequently, but with there being impactful weather, I'll try to get some of these out when I can, and always check my updates on social media. Have a good one.